You ever wanted to play your Mega Man games on the road, in the car, on the toilet? Well,
Not
now you
particularly.
can.
Not particularly.
Well, now you can.
You could just set up a TV in your car or in your restroom.
That is
Have to carry
way.
an NES. Where would you power the NES?
Power cord?
And connected to what?
A power cord? You plug it into the wall and then you plug your plugs
Cup.
in. Yes? You know those like big huge power cords?
No.
Alright, so
Anyway.
for the people who want the obvious stated, this is Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy, and
It's
as you can probably obviously tell from now, it's like, duh, this is not just the NES game on a Game Boy. It's the same bosses with a bit different AI and different stages altogether.
Yeah.
For example, with the Man, it's still a vertical upward motif, but there's obviously different obstacles. For example, the elect bars are a bit different. Yeah.
The game takes motifs and stuff from not just Mega Man 1, but also Mega Man 2.
But you won't really see too much of Mega Man 2 until the second half of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you're wondering why there's only 4 bosses, it's not just only 4 bosses.
For some reason, Gutsman and I believe it's
Bomb Man.
Bomb-Man, they for some reason got the complete shaft when it comes to the Game Boy games.
Well, not just them, but the other 4 half. I think all of 6 and half of Mega Man
Half
5.
of 5 and then all 6.
And obviously
Yeah.
that's it.
Lightning Lords, I believe these things were called, and they were an Airman stage of Mega Man 2.
Yeah, like you said, this borrows from 1 and 2. Even
Yeah.
though the bosses from 2 will not show up until... Half of them will not
Well,
show up until...
I said this earlier, but I don't know if it was audible. This game is actually known as Mega Man Dr. Wily's Revenge, but for some reason the title screen just says Mega Man.
Well, it takes room to do it, pretty much.
That's probably it. It is a long subtitle. It's like the only classic game to have a subtitle. Well, in America.
Yet,
or Europe.
the thought of Dr. Wily getting revenge isn't even addressed in this game one bit.
How did you... Do fail more than this, I know you do. Because...
No, I don't. I put that up there because I wanted to tell everyone that that would be the last time, so no one would be laughing.
Ha ha ha.
Then explain why your life dropped from 3 to 1.
Ha ha ha.
At least I jump cut more than Ultra did in Crash. I'll say that right now.
No, believe me, you do not know how much I did cut out in that. You do not know.
But at least when I did jump cut, I jump cut.
Several parts were cut down from like 20 minutes to about 12.
Aw man, the whole 8 minutes.
That's a lot of death. That is a lot of death when you think about it. That is as long as this episode.
Shut up.
Hey.
It's a short Mega Man game. I mean, Mega Man games aren't known for being the longest games ever, and this one's on a Game Boy.
This is the shortest game in the series. It has 6 levels. Mega Man 1 has 10.
And then the others pretty much have... Well, it varies.
Hang on. I think Mega Man 2 on Game Boy only had 5.
I haven't played 2 in a while, but yeah, we'll get to that.
No, that had more there. No, I'm being a complete idiot there. And Big Eye, who is somehow worse in this game.
Normally you would shoot him regularly, but now you have to wait for him to be in the air.
Yeah, he has to be in the air, and due to the smaller screen resolution, there is far less room. And it's not like there was much room to get around in before.
Well, on the bright side, that's the only big guy we're gonna have trouble with, because after this boss, I'm gonna go to a big guy that's horribly misplaced, and then well, we'll have weapons. And now it's time for Elect Man.
Nice usage of Benny Hill.
Yeah, all you're doing with this boss is playing jumping jacks with him, so I decided to split it up.
It's ironic, the hardest boss in... Well, who is possibly the hardest boss in the NES game is the easiest boss in this game. Alternatively, you could start with Fireman, who is probably one of the harder bosses.
Oh god, that's creepy as hell.
This game is all about halves. We're taking half of 1, half of 2, half of the enemies, half of the structures, half of Mega Man, half
of your body.
We're taking halves of everything.
They've taken half of their body whilst they were playing it.
Half of your flesh and skin.
How's life having only 1 leg and 1 arm and only half a brain?
You get used to it.
Alright, yeah. I think I have a bit of experience. There's this one time in a freak accident, I got blown up, and then my brain landed in, it landed in Siberia. And I had to live without a brain.
What? No. No.
I
honestly think I'm serious.
What about Siberia?
I've never been to Siberia.
God, that text flashes faster than I thought it did.
Yeah,
Stop fainting.
I told you.
I hear you.
Laughing.
I hear you laughing on the inside before you laughed on the outside. By the way, pointless gimmick. You stand on those ice blocks, they disappear.
You think it'd be like more noticeable if, I don't know, it were different type, like sand blocks?
Actually,
well, this isn't
he's
ice
a robot. He obviously uses like jets on his feet to jump or something.
Oh, and now one thing.
Jump like 3 times.
If you're used to the overpoweredness of the Thunder Beam and the Firestorm, pretty much all weapons in this game are horribly neutered. The Thunder Beam doesn't really have as much power as it did in the NES, and sometimes, as you'll see later in the stage, it will just fly by over an enemy's head because of the strange arc it has. And also strangely, Mega Man fires it from his arm if you're on the ground, yet when he jumps, he fires it from his buster. This is the same thing with the Firestorm and, well, I don't know, just about any weapon he throws.
Well,
I see in the air, there's the buster.
there's one other thing I'd like to say. You actually also have less weapon energy and less health. There are less bars in the energy bars than there are in NES games. The NES games have 28, and I believe these ones have like 20, I'm gonna say.
Pretty much.
But there are less bars.
Yes, that would have normally eliminated that enemy, but now, because of the weird way, it just kind of fades right over it.
I do like how it actually says weapon and then like what weapon it is. But that's because of no color. You can't have.
Yeah, I was about to say that. It's just like no color.
Well, I believe this is the only game that does this weird always segment like this.
Yeah,
I don't know
I think the other games lose an the other Game Boy games lose an actual boss corridor.
That was a boss.
That was.
That, and I think Mega Man 2 just loses a boss door, and that's it.
Yeah, I think Mega Man 2 goes with the normal motif.
No, I mean Mega Man 2 for Game Boy literally just loses a door. I think. It's been a while since I've played that game. And I actually like that game more than this one, which is odd considering everyone seems to hate Mega Man 2 on Game Boy.
No, you're not alone on that boat. I will join you with that one.
I'm not saying I'm alone, I'm just saying I'm in a minority.